Hello, I'm WBZ TV meteorologist Barry Burbank, and I have your forecast for the next several days. How about today? Can't beat this weather in July. The humidity stayed low. The temperature's a little bit higher than yesterday. Right along the coast, a little bit of a sea breeze, keeping it around 78 or 80, but inland it get up to 84 to as high as 88. 70s on Cape Cod. So what a Sunday it was. And it's going to be another nice night tonight. Pleasant for sleeping. Not quite as cool as the last couple of nights have been. And the sky will be essentially clear. And temperatures will be falling down for lows in the early morning hours to about, I'd say about 66 in Boston. But in the outlying areas, maybe some mid to upper 50s, but not down to the upper 40s and lower 50s like we had this morning. Then tomorrow we're back up to the upper 80s to lower 90s, but it would be cooler on the Cape. But as you look at this map, you don't see any clouds around, maybe just a few scattered clouds. Essentially, the sunshine will rule again tomorrow, so our weekend weather will continue into Monday as we see it now. And then looking ahead to Tuesday, there will be more clouds around on Tuesday. As a system comes down from the northwest, it's destined to produce some scattered showers and thunderstorms up there during the afternoon and possibly down into the Boston area by late afternoon into the evening hours. So your highs across the nation tomorrow will be in the, for the most part, upper 80s to middle 90s in most locations, a little cooler at west coast locations, but overall it's a typical July map, not too much going on this particular weather map, not too many thunderstorms, not too much severe weather, so our eyes are focused on what is a new tropical storm. It is called Chris, and Chris is just stationary right now, and it's going to be moving around and just sort of swirling in place there for quite a while before it starts taking off. Now, if it starts taking off quicker, it may be more of a threat to New England. If it stalls there for another 24 hours, then it'll be picked up by a system from the west and taken out to sea. So currently it has winds of 50 miles an hour, and it's plotted at 32.7 north, 74.6 west, and there it is south of Cape Hatteras, right in there. So it's becoming more organized. It's looking in better shape. So by 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, it may be close to being named a hurricane. It's a tropical storm now, but maybe a minimal hurricane at that point. And then it's going to start to take off. So by Tuesday at 2 o'clock, it'll have winds of 85 miles an hour, and here we are in New England. But it looks like it's going to peel off more to the northeast, and that would save us from getting a hit by this particular storm. But we will get some effects from it, and that in terms of increasing surf, and the rip current danger will be increasing along the New England coastline by the middle part of the week. So we'll be watching that closely. Meantime, overnight, the temperatures fall, as I mentioned, down in the mid-60s in Boston, lower 60s in other urban centers, and upper 50s in many of the suburbs by dawn, just briefly. And then it's up to about 90 to 93. Highest temperatures west-northwest of Boston, like it typically is during the summertime. This is the hot zone right in here. And then it would be cooler as you head to the south, because the wind tomorrow is going to be more brisk than it has been. It's going to be coming out of the south-southwest at 10 to 20 miles an hour, so the south coast in the upper 70s, Nantucket, of course, 73. And Boston will have more of a southerly wind. Tough to say if Boston will hit 90 or not. It's going to be close. The dew points have been low. You notice how comfortable the air has been all weekend long. The air is going to get a little bit more humid tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening as dew points climb in the lower 60s, so we'll classify that as moderate humidity. Then we get to Tuesday at 3 in the afternoon. It's moderate, bordering on high humidity, and that'll help to feed some of those scattered thunderstorms later Tuesday and Tuesday night. Then drier air is going to come down from the north. So 7 days ahead look like this. It'll be in the upper 80s and lower 90s tomorrow. Again, highest temperatures west-northwest of the city, 80s to the south, still some upper 70s on Cape Cod. South to southwest wind. Should be another good beach day. We have a high tide coming up at about 8 o'clock in the morning and a low tide at 2 in the afternoon. A few scattered thunderstorms late Tuesday or Tuesday evening, then the rest of the week will be in the 80s. Well, watch Hurricane Chris go by New England. Maybe you'll be able to see the cloud shield from that on Thursday, and that's actually going to help to pull in somewhat drier air from the northwest, so it won't be as humid later this week. And so this week will not match the magnitude of last week's oppressive heat and humidity, but it's going to be a nice summery week for sure, and overall a good week for vacations. That's it for now. Have a nice night.